Good morning, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Cincinnati. Today, we begin with Cincinnati City Council member Wendell Young. Young joined council in 2010. He was reelected in November. And before he entered public life, he was with the Cincinnati Police Department for 25 years. He retired in 1992, the rank of sergeant. He is joining us now. I'm glad that he is here, and I think all of us should be happy that he is here because back in September, you had a life-threatening incident. Can you quickly walk us through what happened on that day?
Well, on that day, I suffered what's called an aortic dissection. Some people think I had a heart attack, but it's not that, it's the aorta. And very shortly, it just decided to split open. That's not good. It's definitely not good. But fortunately for me, I was able to reach my wife, and she scooped me up and got me to the hospital within a half hour when it would have been too late.
Really?
And they got me together, and here I am.
Here you are. It's just not that simple. Let's start with the fact that your beautiful wife, Gloria.
No, Kathy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kathy?
Yeah.
I apologize.
Kathy, if you're watching.
Kathy, if you're watching, it's my bad. Your beautiful wife, Kathy. She really saved your life.
She absolutely did. She absolutely did.
You said within a half an hour, she drove you. She drove me
to the hospital. The last memory I have is the intersection of Wolper and Clifton. She was taking me to Good Samaritan Hospital. As I said before, she got me there within a half hour of when it would have been too late. So had she called 911, I wouldn't have made it. We would have had to wait for them to get there. They would have had to send someone up to assess. They can't take an ambulance up my driveway, which means they would have had to bring in a stretcher, carry me down the steps, get me in the ambulance, and then get me to the hospital.
So it really was quite lucky. I mean, you live in North Avondale, so you're not far from the hospitals, and so that it really is quite beneficial. Well, so after that, so now you've lived, but now you've got a long recovery, and you're still recovering.
I'm still recovering, that's true, yeah. And it is a long recovery, but the doctors tell me I'm a miracle, so I'm not complaining. Aortic dissection, I'm told, is fatal in most cases, something like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 times. So I realize how fortunate I am. I really believe God had his hand on me, and I got a second chance, and I'm just extremely pleased for that. So my life is altered, no two ways about that, but I'm still here, and I'll make the necessary adjustments.
How is life different for you now?
Well, first of all, I won't be as physically active as I used to be. Walking is different for me now. I lost all the toes on my left foot, 2 on my right. I developed an allergy to heparin. They couldn't possibly have known, even I didn't know, and it caused my blood, instead of thinning, to clot. And so through blood clots, mostly into my feet, but they could have gone on my lungs or brain or anywhere else, so it's a small price to pay.
What a great attitude you have. Do you always carry that attitude, or are there moments when you're like, this is just a lot?
When I first found out what had happened to me, because I had no clue. And then when I found out that it's normally fatal, and then I found out that I would have to have the amputations, I was not pleased about that. And it took a moment or two to adjust to that. But I am really blessed. I have just a wonderful wife, great friends, and probably the best doctors anybody could ever run into. And with all of that positivity around me, it just wasn't possible to stay negative for too long. They made me understand in no uncertain terms that I was beating the odds, and there's usually a price to pay for that. It's a small price.
It's a pretty small price. Now you're back at work.
I am.
You're back. You treat city council as a full-time job. So what was it like to walk back into that building for the first time?
Well, it was really gratifying. I hated that I missed the election. Of course, I guess maybe in hindsight, it's a good thing I wasn't out there, but my wife campaigned. In fact, she dropped her own campaign. She was campaigning for school board, and she dropped that campaign to work on my campaign, and we got a 4th place finish. They got a 4th place finish out of that, and I didn't attend any forums or anything, and so I'm extremely grateful to the citizens of Cincinnati that they think enough of me to give me a 4th place finish.
I think that is the best way to campaign ever. If you don't really, you might not be having a great time physically, but you didn't have to deal with all the other stress.
I definitely was not having fun, not having fun at all.
Wendell Young is with us. We will continue our conversation with him in just a moment. Please stay with us.